0 and all the way to the end, and these are called whole numbers. We use W for them, and then we have integers, which goes all the way from negative x-axis to the positive y-axis, and these are called integers, which are denoted by z. So till here there is no problem. We are dealing with 1, 2, 3, 4 on the positive x-axis and minus 1, 2, 3, 4 on the negative x-axis. Now, what are the numbers which are in between these gaps? Okay. How to categorize them? So for that, we have rational numbers. Okay. So what are rational numbers? Rational numbers are any number which can be written in the form of P by Q, where Q should not be equal to 0. Okay. So rational numbers which can be written in the form of P by Q, where Q, one mistake, where Q should not be equal to 0. Now, which are all the numbers over here which can be written in this form? Can we write 0.5 in that way? So yes, you can write 5 by 10, which is 1 by 2. Okay. Again, can we write 1? Yes, you can write 1 as well, which is 1 by 1, 2 by 1, 3 by 1, 4 by 1. And similarly, you can write here as well, minus 1 by 1, minus 2 by 2, minus 3 by 2 for 1. And similarly, can we write any number in between of them? Yes, you can write that as well. So it seems that the whole this number system, this number line, is made up of nothing but rational numbers. Is it really correct? No, because we have irrational numbers as well. Now the point is, what is irrational numbers and what is rational numbers? Rational numbers we have already talked about, but what are irrational numbers? I'll go with the irrational numbers definition and everything in a minute, but before that, let's a little bit deep dive into the rational numbers. Okay, and let me show you few examples to understand it better. Okay, but before we go on, let's do some exercises. Let's say somebody says us that find few rational numbers, that is, find few rational numbers between 1 and 2. Okay, so we have a formula for that, r plus s by 2. Okay, and what is that? That is 1 plus 2 by 2. So this is our r and this is our s. 1 plus 2 by 2, which is 3 by 2. So this is one of the number between 1 and 2. Okay, so this is nothing but what? This is 1.5. Let's say we go on with this formula and we try to take out another number. So this number is in between what? 1, 3 by 2 and 2. These are the extreme numbers, and 3 by 2 is somewhere in the middle. Now to get another number, we can use the same thing, but here what we do, we keep these two numbers as R and S, and so it will be 1 by 3 by 2 by 1 and by 2. So how do we solve this? We solve it in a way that we take like this. It will become 5 by 4. So 5 by 4 is another number between 1 and 2. Okay. So similarly, we can find another numbers by keeping 1 and 5 by 4 as R and S, or 5 by 4 and 2 as R and S. So another numbers, you can find them as 11 by 8, 13 by 8 and 7 by 4. So this is how we find the numbers between two rational or two numbers. I will not say two rational numbers because all of them are rational numbers. There is another way to find these numbers, and that is, let's say we have to again find few rational numbers between 1 and 2, and we have to find 5 rational numbers. So the trick is that what you have to do is you do 5 plus 1. We have to find 5 rational numbers, just add 1 to it, and then let's try to bring 1 into the form of 6. And how we can do that? We have to divide it by 6. And 2, for that, we have to do 12 by 6. Okay? So we can write 1 in the form of 6 by 6 and 2 in the form of 12 by 6. Now you don't have to do anything, we just have to reach from here to there. And how we can do that? We can just keep on increasing the numerator and keep the denominator as it is. Okay? And then 9 by 6, 10 by 6, 11 by 6. Now, as we were talking about the rational numbers, I told you that rational numbers should be in the form of p by q, and q should not be equal to 0. Here it is both the numerator and denominator are following that rule. Okay, but still there is one more rule, and that is that the numerator and denominator should not have any common factor. It means the numerator and denominator should be co-prime. Numerator and denominator should not have any common factor. Okay, they should be except 1, obviously. Okay, but here 7 by 6, that is fine. But what about this? This can be taken down into by 4 by 3. This 3 3s are 9 and 3 2 are 6. Again 2 5s are 10 and 2 3s are 6. Okay, so the 5 numbers which comes are like this. Okay, so this is the correct way to write them. Let's take another exercise, another question, and this time I'm not going to use any of the above solutions, or I would say approaches to solve the question. Okay, this time I have to find 6 rational numbers between 3 and 4. Okay, we have to find 6 rational numbers. What are rational numbers? Rational numbers should be in the form of p by q, where q is not equal to 0, and p and q, which are the numerator and denominator, should not have any co-prime. And this should be co-prime. This should not have any common factor except 1. Okay. So instead of doing that r plus s by 2 and everything, let's try to understand it in a way that let's keep it on the number line. Okay. So let's say this is 3 and this is 4. In between, if you see, we have 3.1, we have 3.2, 3.3, and so on. Okay. So can we write the next number, which is after 3, in the form of p by q? That is 3.1. Can't we write it as 31 by 10? Yes, we can write it as it is in the form of p by q, and p and q do not have any common factors. They are co-prime. So this is a valid rational number. After that, can we write 32 by 10? Yes, we can write, but this is not the simplest rational number. We can still break them down. Okay, by 5. Now it is fine. 33 by 10. Yes, again. Then 34 by 10. Okay, and so on. And you can simplify this as well. So the main thing to understand here is that we do not have to always go by this method, or we do not have to always go for this method. Okay, we can think logically and try to come up with the answers without them. Okay. Okay, let's say we have another question, a little bit something which we have not seen as of now. Let's find some numbers between 3 by 5 and 4 by 5. Okay. So this is the last question which we are dealing with. And after that, we'll check another video. So 3 by 5, let's try to do it in this way, 3.1, and by 5, what it will be? 31 by 50, and then 32 by 50, then 33 by 50, okay, and so on. And if we see that 3 by 5 is 0.6, and 31 by 50 is 0.62. Okay, so thank you everyone for joining this one. We will see